Just like a question I have generally. I don't know if we'll get an answer. On that second paragraph on page 4, it says, "The point about beauty is to see it. The point of the poem is not to say anything about beauty, but to enact the vision of it." And my question is just like, okay, so like, what is the point of beauty, or what will we say? What will we say he's saying, or we are saying, or
Well, I mean, that was going to sort of be my question. Like, what is the case for beauty that he's making here? I would think that he's essentially, and I can only get that from this particular statement, that, you know, he's saying that beauty is sort of the point of poetry, right? Like the poet seeks to make something in the vision of beauty. Not to say something about beauty necessarily, but to say something in its vision. But then he says, as for statements in a poem about beauty, that's precisely where, if it has been successfully enacted on the page, the vision's work begins. All right, so now he's moving from enacting beauty. So if it's successful, and then it also says, you know, has something to say about beauty, it has succeeded.
yeah,
Should
I
all
guess.
poems be about beauty? Like, you know.
Well, this is where it gets kind of like, this is where I say, this is why I bring up the, Ivy League education and all this kind of stuff. This is what has been repeated, I think, without much thought at all, which is what he's arguing against, for centuries at this point. I mean, like, it's just been repeated by people that have had it repeated to them that the point of poetry is beauty. Everybody, we talk about this all the time. Everybody is looking for a reason, an excuse, an explanation as to what poetry is, does, right? Like, poets have always, like, for some reason, like, defending this as if, like, it's like a vital fucking, I don't know. I mean, I guess because it's never been popular and they always feel like they have to defend themselves, and the academy is constantly cutting funds and things like that. I don't know. But yeah, I was
Yeah,
just
and then
like,
he provides this poem, right? And it took me, like, I had to go look it up to double check, because like I assumed that because it was, there was no named author, that this was Phillips' poem.
whose is it?
Huh?
Whose is it?
It's his poem. It's
Oh, it's
Phillips.
his
It's
poem.
Carl Phillips' poem.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Um, well, that's why like I was
Oh,
like, okay, so there's no name here, so it's yours. And then the
mm.
poem ends, "This is my case for beauty."
Oh, that's the poem ending. I thought that was like the end of the end of the essay.
Oh well, that might be it too. You're probably right, because it's not indented.
Yeah. So he quotes himself and says, "This is my case for beauty." Oh God. Oh God. Whatever. It's,
Yeah.
whatever. All right. So yeah, the point of beauty. I don't know. I don't know what I would say the point of beauty is, but I like it. I like beautiful things. And this is similar to the color argument, right? Where he's like, all these people, all the, again, particularly Ivy League educated poets, are sitting there saying that, like, oh, just appreciate it. Just appreciate it. Don't ask too many questions. Just appreciate it. Just sit there and, like, respect it. Respect the authority, right? Or something like that. And I'm just like, yeah, okay. Maybe we could do a little bit more work than that, but we'll see.